It is 18 minutes after 11 p.m. Central African time. Dear coming in with that one titled In Wama. Before that, we had Rick Hassani coming in with Beautiful to Me. This is DSTV's 802, if not 628 on OpenView HD. Lastly, find us on that SABC Plus app. Head over to your app store. Simply download SABC Plus. Register using your cell phone number and, of course, a password that you're going to create. Hopefully, it's not 12345 And then, I hope I didn't give you any ideas, by the way. And then you head over to the radio section because you'll be done with your registration process. You look for Channel Africa. You look for African Diaries. And you tune into the show that's about to address something that I find extremely beautiful. We live in a world and an age where interconnectivity, though it does have its downfalls, has also brought about some positives. One such is the ability, the opportunity to meet people of different cultures, different walks of life, different experiences from different parts and places in the world. Today we have an opportunity to sit down with the Dlaminis. We're going to be talking to Hadassa and Wandile Dlamini, who join us from Germany, I believe it is. They're going to be walking us through their experiences. Hadassa is from Germany, while Wandile is from South Africa. And they're going to be sharing their life, their times, and words of wise counsel with us this evening. Madame Hadassa, thank you so much for joining us. Welcome to African Diaries.
Thank you so much.
Awesome sources. Let's just start off with your love story. I mean, listen, I got the 411 in the background. Okay, you had an opportunity to share the story with me. You met in 2016 at church. This is me crossing fingers that this is my story too. Okay, 2017 you're engaged. 2018 you're married. That for me is remarkable in this day and age, if I'm to be very honest. But walk us through the sentimental parts of the story. I mean, I can't imagine that it was love at first sight. Or was it, Mr. Wandile?
Yeah, well, I mean, she was set out on a journey to look for a prince in Africa, so I guess for her it worked out well. No, but...
gap year.
Yeah, well, it wasn't really love at first sight, but she was a very attractive, beautiful young lady.
Oh, you told me later it was love at first sight.
Yeah, so it was a mixture of both, just purely attractive, but also maybe a little bit of feelings as well.
Yeah, it was though like a mix because we did like each other, but then we did also, not fight, but when they say what loves each other.
We used to argue a lot.
We argued a lot.
Yeah.
So people are just laying off those two.
Yeah.
Are they going to end up? Are they not going to end up?
Yeah.
It was like, it was scary.
Yeah. So, yes.
Sure. And Hadassa, for you, I mean, you come through from Germany. I don't know how many times you had been in the country that is South Africa, or even in the context of the continent. Did you think that you would find love in the African continent?
So we've been to South Africa actually quite some times. My first time I was 3 years old, then I was 18, and then I did teaching about the gap year when I was 20. So my family and I, we've been to South Africa. It was not too foreign for us. But when I was 15, I actually said to my mom as a joke, I said, Mom, what would you say if I'm marrying a black guy? Would you have a problem with it? Or like a South African guy? And she's like, no, why? That would be cool. So, yeah, that's actually it.
Yeah.
I never planned it really. And also not when I came to South Africa because I had different plans. But, yeah.
It happened.
Yeah.
God's plan.
God's plan, yeah.
I absolutely love that the both of you are dressed for the day, the occasion, the season. It is Heritage Day in South Africa. Walk me through some of the regalia. I notice that Hadassa has a chain there. I don't think it's called a chain, so I'm going to refrain from calling it that. I noticed that Wandile, you have a crown there on your head.
Yes.
You have a jacket going on there. Walk us through it. What is it that you dressed in?
Yeah, well, so I'm proud to wear this. It's quite difficult because there's not actually many shops that one can find such attires, especially from back home. But my wife and I, whenever we get the chance to visit home, we usually take usually my mom, and we go and do some shopping. So we just wanted to show off a little bit. It's Heritage Day. Unfortunately, we can't really celebrate in Germany, but we'll try and take parts online with social media. So she's just wearing her nice uhlalo, and then she's wearing her earrings. But she's got a whole set.
Yeah, I did.
For.
I actually got a set made by someone.
Yes.
In my house. So we got a fabric with my mother-in-law, and then they make it as well.
Yes. Yeah, and I'm just wearing my classic. Bought this in Durban on a street market. I don't even know if my dad gave me this.
I think
my dad gave me this, or I got it somehow at home. So yeah, just a nice Zulu traditional look, if I can probably call it like that. Yeah.
I think what's really interesting is I'd love to gauge how you intertwine in culture, right? So, Hadassa, you have had an opportunity to experience South Africa, and of course, Wandile, you're experiencing Germany now. And ever since that move to Germany, I believe it was after 2018, after you got married, that is. I want to understand how do you intertwine the two into the household? I mean, today is strictly South Africa Day in Germany for you. But what do the rest of the days look like? Do you have a day that you celebrate the German culture? How do you mix the two?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So, first things first. I think that it's fair to say that we are devoted Christians. So a lot of the, let me say, practices that I would speak from our side. A lot of the traditional practices we do not practice at my family, which comes with a lot of culture in those practices as well. But in terms of whenever Hadassa is in South Africa, the classic story, we're going to one of the funeral relatives. I wasn't actually thinking about the fact that my wife had never seen a slaughtered cow like in real life. She likes meat, but she had never seen how meat is actually made in South Africa. So do you want to tell that part of the story?
So I do not eat that much meat. I do love animals, but I do also eat meat. And we went there, and I went in with my mother-in-law, and my husband into that house, and there was a half-slaughtered cow. And his mom could just see my face, and because I never experienced something like this, and I'm not used to this, so it was a bit of a shock for me. So she quickly got me out because she saw my face. But the rest I really enjoyed. I helped cooking, preparing. So I was staying with his mom, and he was outside with the man. And yeah, I was wearing a long skirt, so like traditional, and just trying to fit in basically. But it was very nice. It was very welcoming. People were very loving, and I think they were having their fun with me being shocked about the cow.
Yeah. So in our differences. We love to embrace each other's cultures. Also, me being this my seventh year in Germany, I've enjoyed getting to know her, learning the language, learning how they speak here. One embarrassing story for everyone that's listening is that I sat at the table with my family-in-law for the first time, and there was a dinner table. And me being a South African, thinking that chewing of chicken bones is normal, I ate my chicken, and so did everyone else. But then I went on with the bones, and I remember looking at my father-in-law looking at me like, I hope you do not eat my daughter. So I had to get my wife to back me up and say, hey guys, this is normal. I'm not a cannibal. So that was just a fun thing. So yeah. Yeah.
Mr. Dlamini, you don't take that one to the other.
I know. You know, we learn as we go.
Oh my days. Listen, if you've just joined us, welcome to it. We're currently in conversation with Hadassa and Wandile Dlamini. Please correct me if I'm saying this correctly, right? I mean, correct me if I'm saying this wrong. It is Mhlonishwa.
Mhlonishwa. Yeah.
And what does that mean? Just for context.
Yeah. So it is not my surname. So Mhlonishwa means like the respectable one. So in a context of Amazulu, so when I see like an elderly man that I respect, maybe I do not know their name, I'll address them as Mhlonishwa. Sawubona Mhlonishwa. It's like it's a respectable, respectful term to say.
We are currently in conversation with the Dlaminis joining us this evening. Listen, we are, of course, delving into their love story, gauging their context, and then taking wise words of counsel. Today is Heritage Day in South Africa. It's also Independence Day in Guinea-Bissau. So if you're either in that context of Guinea-Bissau or in South Africa, a blessed and beautiful one to you. We extend the grace of celebration across the continent and the world over. 29 minutes after 11 p.m. Central African time. When we get back, we talk all things counsel, advice, most frequently asked questions. If that's you, you're sitting down and you're like, Shayla, I've got a few questions that I want to ask. This is your time to shine. Find us on WhatsApp. +27 6340 69126.